Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is William Michael Forbes. I want to welcome you to Supernatural Saturday, which is the meditation portion of our weekly program. We do this meditation every Saturday from 11:30 to 12:30. There's a discussion about the meditation, and then there's the meditation itself, which is anywhere from 7 to 20 minutes long. And today I have with me a group that calls themselves the Divine Collective, and the conception that we're working with today is freedom from your mind. Freedom from your mind. We're going to get into that shortly. Good morning, Allison. And we'll give people a few minutes to get tuned in here. I want to make an announcement to my patrons tonight. The Patreon meeting is at 7. You have all received the link. I look forward to seeing you guys on the Patreon's only live event, discussion, and meditation this evening. So I'll look forward to that. And yes, it is really important. If you're here today, please make certain you have some fresh, clean, good water with you to drink just before the meditation and just after the meditation. So what does it mean to be free from your mind? What does that really mean? Mystics for centuries, and more recently in the last 50 years, have talked about letting go of your mind. And I had the honor and the privilege last night in our 5 Days of Healing event, which we finished last evening, of bringing Kuan Yin through, who gave me this very clear image of a very tumultuous ocean or lake. If you think of a lake or an ocean that's in a lot of movement, and the waves are whipping around and the water's blowing, and you throw a rock into that water, you'll barely see the rock have any effect at all. But if that ocean or that lake is completely still, you could throw a small, tiny pebble into that ocean or lake and see its ripples, and watch as those ripples go out over that still surface. So think of your mind as the tumultuous ocean, with thoughts and memories and considerations and analysis and weighing and considering, going on and on and on as it does. That stuff that goes on in people's minds is not who they are. That stuff that goes on in your mind is not who you are. That is just data, experience, memory from past lives, memories from this life, future considerations about your coming days based on your past. Most of what is going on in your mind has nothing to do with who you are as a soul. As a soul, your fundamental state of being is awareness, and being aware that you are aware. And the only purpose that mind can serve is to facilitate you in realizing that truth and then living from that place of consciousness where you are the awareness. You are not the content of that physical form anymore, the information that's stored into it through the 5 physical senses, which often distracts and interferes with what you want to create or generate or express in your physical dimension. Most of you find yourself disconnected with your purpose, disconnected from what really gives your life meaning, not because you want to be disconnected, but because you're distracted from giving full consideration to what you would really want to think, to be, to do, from a perspective of free will or free choice. When you come to that place in awareness where you can differentiate between the thoughts that roll through your subconscious field, that roll through your conscious mind, that you are aware of when they happen. Oh, I'm thinking this, or I'm remembering that, I'm wondering about this. That you that is aware and captures that moment of awareness, you as the awareness. Now this is where you want to begin to put your attention. You want to draw your attention away from who you've been trained to think you are supposed to be. You want to draw your attention away from who you've been trained to think you are supposed to be. Those thoughts, those memories are just thoughts and memories. They are gone. They only exist provided you give them attention. If you do not give them attention, they do not exist. In this moment, as you hear us speak to you, we could say the word to you, green grass. And now your mind is filled with ideas of green grass. But that did not exist before that was brought to your attention. And yet you were aware of that came to your mind when we said the words green grass. You were aware of what came to your mind that was not there before, but it was brought to your mind. And this world, as it is constructed, is designed to keep you trapped in your mind. For if you were not trapped in your mind, you would be completely free. And very few of you understand what freedom is because you are so engrossed in the content of your mind, in the content of your memories, in your fabrications about your future, that you are wholly disconnected from this present moment that would enable you to have free will to choose and create what you really want. And our meditation with you today will be very simple, to give you the opportunity to still the maddening ocean of motion in your mind, to bring it down to still, calm waters, to have your mind be still so that you may rest, from its incessant chatter, so that you may remain undistracted, if only for a little while, to remember this, that you are undisturbed, free, conscious, aware, creative. From the perspective of your awareness, you begin to access different faculties that are not currently available to most of you beyond the 5 physical senses. Your information in your mind, which has been garnered from this world, keeps you attached to the physical senses exclusively of sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. And you find yourself ever distracted by this body and by this mind, seeking amelioration from your suffering, which is not even yours. For in truth, you cannot suffer if you understood who you are. This incredible awareness that you are gently placed into this dimension to learn the process of creation and creating, to articulate expressions of your divinity from the perspective of how you know yourself and not the self the world has taught you to know. Many of you are stuck in the mask, in the costume, in the getup that's been made up for you by this world, and you struggle trying to find out, who am I in all of this? And some of it is so maddening you wish to escape from this dimension because you've never been shown that this stuff that goes on in your mind is not even you. It has nothing to do with who you are. And when you begin to understand who you are, there is a process called the second birth, the awakening, the liberation, the freedom. Very few of you understand what freedom really is. You think that freedom is having more money, or freedom is having vital health. These may be good, but these are not truly what freedom is. Freedom is to know that you are conscious and aware and liberated to exercise your imagination, which is not a faculty of your physical body. Your imagination is not a faculty of your physical body. It is a faculty of your being as awareness. As awareness. And you are so trapped by these interesting little things called sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell that you are too distracted to stop and turn your attention away from what you think you know to remember what you actually are. And from the perspective of what you are, when you have access to your faculties of imagination, you become aligned also to your capabilities to demonstrate creation, to bring new ideas, new information, new expressions into this physical dimension, rather than simply working and reworking over what you already know, struggling to try and get to something different than what you know, but you cannot. How can you possibly get something new from what you already know? You cannot. This is impossible. So in our meditation today, it is simple to get your mind to be still and quiet, to have your body in a restful place, where you may experience the silence of your being, the infinite silence of your being, connected to infinite possibilities. And in that silence, you can bring into that place a willful process of creation and imagination. You may receive from that silence inspiration that does not come from the minds of humanity, that does not come from your five sensory world, that comes from the very source that gave rise to your awareness. In this infinite ocean of consciousness, you are a single wave that manifested into time and space. And here you are hearing these words, and we hope that your ears will hear, and that when we do this meditation with you, that your eye will see. Let thine eye be single, and thy whole body shall be filled with light. And we do not refer to the eyes on the physical body. We refer to the eye that is you, this awareness that constitutes the true nature of your being. At least the beginning steps of grasping that for you and instilling the thoughts in your mind right now. And we are currently emanating vibrations toward you to consider letting your thoughts go for this short time, letting your memories go for this short time, asking your body to be a vessel that's receptive to you by allowing it to relax and to be still. For your body has been a receptive instrument for all of the information of this world. You have allowed your mind and body to be filled with the things of this world, but you have not allowed your body to be filled with the things of your imagination, the essence of who you are as an extension of infinite potential manifested at a single point of time and space, and able to articulate changes in the fabric of time and space when you understand the nature of your awareness and recognize your ability that you are not here to be subjective to your thoughts. You are not here to be subjective to your body. You are not here to be subjective to the information that is daily forced into your minds. You are here to bring forth your gift that you yourself must choose to align to. You cannot know what you are if you are attached to what you already know. For what you already know in your mind, and your mind and your memories are all you know, as many of you think this is all that there is to who you are. But the very nature of the fact that you can be aware of your thoughts, the very nature of the fact that you can be aware of your body, the very nature of the fact that you can be aware of your emotions indicates very clearly that there is a distinction between you as a soul, as a non-physical entity that has come into a physical medium to create, and the physical mechanism and its contents. There is a distinction between you and that mind and those emotions in that body. And when you exercise that distinction between your awareness, your being, your thoughts, your emotions, your body, as you begin to exercise that distinction, this process of awakening begins to unfold as you consider Who am I, this awareness that can observe thoughts? Who am I, this awareness that can observe smells and sounds and touches and tastes? Who am I, this awareness that can be aware of this body that I can direct? Who am I, this awareness that can be aware of stillness? This who am I, the consideration where you begin to look outside of what you know towards what is unfamiliar to you, you will begin to discover what is new, or we would rather say what is renewed, when you choose to shift your awareness from the familiar to the unfamiliar, which you will discover in your experience of being what you are consciously, in experiencing it, independent of your thoughts, independent of that body, but strictly through the process of awareness, which is your natural capacity to observe different levels of consciousness and energy, from matter to thought to emotion to non-physical realms of consciousness, other dimensions, where you as awareness may transcend time and space. In fact, you do not live in time and space. You simply are expressing through the mechanism that you have available to you at this time. And our goal today is very simple: to facilitate the simple process of differentiating between that body that you are in, the thoughts that you have, the emotions that flow through your body that you are aware of, and you, the awareness that observes them. And the moment you come to that place where you begin to observe these things and then turn your attention away from that which you're observing, there will be something else that you will know and experience that is not of the five senses. It is of your being to know this. It is of your being to know this. That you are not those thoughts. That you are not that body. That you are not those emotions. You are the awareness that is here to express through this mechanism, but that you now are faced with the process of liberating yourself from all of the information that has been dumped into that physical mechanism through your five physical senses. You are responsible now for being able to liberate yourself from all of that information, to awaken, to recognize those emotions do not rule who you are. Those thoughts do not rule who you are. That body does not rule who you are. It is the other way around. And when you remember the relationship in its proper order, you move into the position where you begin to truly manifest your reason for being in this physical dimension. It is then by choice and by will that you may imagine into existence. And that imagination will direct new thoughts, which will direct new emotions, which will direct new actions, and produce in this material world the very vision of the dreams that your soul contains within it. Deep within yourself, beyond the confines of the mind that this world has given you, is all that you need to know and understand to fully liberate yourself from unnecessary suffering while you find yourself dodging the obstacles of mind and body and the fabrications that this world fills your senses up with. We will take some questions before we begin the meditative part of this process, but we will say once again, it is important you recognize there is a distinction between the body that you can clearly orchestrate. There is a distinction between you and the emotions that go through that body. There is a distinction between you and the thoughts that go through your head. And when you make those distinctions from the perspective of that which you are making such a distinction, you liberate yourself, leverage yourself, step up out of your subjectivity to the content of that physical entity that you are using to express in this physical dimension. And so as you consider moving your awareness out of thought, out of body, out of emotion, and restore yourself, awaken yourself to the I that is you, the I that sees and knows this is what you are. The second birth, the second birth, the second birth. This is what we speak of right now. The second birth. You were born into that body, and into that body many things were put. Your identity that you think you are, the experiences you've had, what people have told you, what you've read in books, what you've observed with those eyes and heard with those ears and smelled with that nose, and all of that is contained within the body, absorbed from this physical realm, so that you could appraise it, not be subjective to it. So that you could appraise it and understand your role in the creation and not be subjective to the instrument that has been preconditioned to interfere with your natural tendencies of imagination and creation, being able to alter time, space, matter, and energy at will as an awakened soul. And this second birth, where you recognize through the stillness of your body and the stillness of your mind and the quieting of your emotions, you are reborn into the realm of awareness, dear soul, dear beautiful soul. And you will understand your own grace and your own beauty and the wonder of life as you begin to realize that you are able to unlock the cage and step outside of it and truly be free. Wow. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. Good morning, everybody. I'm so grateful to have all of you here today. I'm so blessed to have the Divine Collective with us today and this whole movement that's happening on the planet today. When I took that month off to regenerate and get prepared for next year, they said this was the time to awaken the soul, the resurrection of the human soul. And that's where we are as a species. It's time to resurrect our souls from the confines of matter, thought, and emotion, and learn to use them consciously and deliberately, to use them creatively and effectively to manifest what we want. And let's go here. Here we go. Question from SJK. Excuse me. I got into conflict at work. Very painful. Please help. Thank you. This is very good that you bring the memory of this conflict into your life today again, so that you get to relive it. Is that not funny? That you can remember, and in your remembering, you resurrect your suffering. The choice to suffer is yours. But you wish to be free of such conflict, and you wish to be free of such suffering, but you must first free yourself of the conflict within you. You still carry it within you even now. Although it has happened before, you still have it in your heart today. Although it has already passed, but you still hold on to it. And so you suffer. You relive that which you ever give attention to. You relive that which you give attention to. Even if it is not physically happening before you, you are creating it by way of giving it attention. You relive it. You literally give your life back to the suffering that was before. In this meditation today, you will find that you have the opportunity to, even now, if you choose, you may choose right now, to be with us right now, to release your memory of this conflict, to be with us right now, to be in this moment, to use the miraculous process of your breath to bring your body and your mind away from what was into what is. You can use that miraculous process that you may use your breath to bring yourself into alignment with this moment, to bring your mind and your body into this moment. If you are willing to do this, you will find your suffering and your upset will dissipate fairly quickly. Thank you, SJK. Really appreciate that. Question from Grace: What were the blockages that are? What are the blockages that are holding me back from manifesting financial opportunities? They're telling me your past. You have to learn to let go of your past. Many of you do not understand what you do when you remember things. Many of you are very unaware of what you actually do when you remember something. And then you allow yourself to stay remembering, because with that remembering is everything that was there. And if you're remembering that I am struggling for money, I cannot manifest it. If you are remembering that, then this will remain true. Although you are saying, I want wealth, what is blocking me from my wealth? There's nothing blocking you from your wealth, except that there is this holding on of not having wealth, of remembering. And so many of you find yourself remembering without even realizing you are remembering. And you find yourself suffering because you keep remembering, not even knowing you were remembering. And you keep alive your past. Day after day, you live the same thing. We do not understand how you can do this. It is quite remarkable, the strength and endurance that so many of you have to day in and day out resurrect your suffering and still choose to go forward suffering. But you may release it at any time, and what we hope to offer you today is simply the understanding and awareness that when you release your frustration, you release your disappointment, you release your fear, you release your anger, you can release them and all of the thoughts that go with them, that keep them alive. You can release them from your mind. You can release them from your body, for thoughts and emotions are embodied in your form. And so you must release them from mind and you must release them from body. So you no longer embody them. And every time you remember something that is unpleasant, or any time you remember something that does not please you, you give it life again. You give it life again. And so you relive it. Here I go again, you say. Here I go again, you say. Why does this keep happening to me? And we simply say, it is not because there's anything wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you, dear one. There's nothing wrong with any of you. Simply that you keep giving attention to those things that continually resurrect your past into your present. If you understood that in the space of your awareness, you may hold fast to any idea, any thought, and when you do so long enough, it becomes real. And you do this every day, even though this one earlier has mentioned this conflict at work. The mere memory of it keeps her suffering alive. The mere remembering of it keeps them suffering. Memory is not always such a good thing or a necessary thing. If you understood who you are, you would not have to worry about remembering, and you would certainly not remember things that would not serve you. And if you did remember things, they would only serve you. It would only serve you to remember them because you understood there's a distinction between what you remember and who you are. Question from Daniela. Ivana in Italy is asking why her brother is so vehemently rejects her since young. Why would she wish to be attached to such petty jealousies? His anger and disappointment at believing that she is somehow responsible for him not receiving the love that he felt he deserved It is not her fault, nor is it her responsibility to take that fault on when she decides that it is not hers to carry, that she is not responsible for his anger, for his resistance to her, for his thoughts of remembering what he thinks he has not received. When she decides that she no longer is responsible for his suffering, she can then focus on her own happiness. But to demand a love from anyone when they do not wish to offer it is futile. To demand a love from anybody when they do not wish to offer it is futile. One must be willing to offer a gift if one wishes to receive it. And if one is not willing to offer a gift, then you will not receive it. But the gift that you are seeking, that longing that she has in her own heart, for the love that she too believes that she never got, that she hopes that he would offer her, this might be a much better place for her to start. To speak but the truth to him. I need your love because I love you. And you do not have to love me, I love you anyway. If she removes the demand that he should love her and simply extends her own, she is free to offer a gift as he is free to refuse it. And if he refuses the gift, why offer it? Some people don't know the value of love. It is worth more than any treasure on this planet, this vibrational energy called love. Question from I Am Universe. Requesting presence of a being with intentions of greatest good of all to sit with me in assistance, integrating energies coming in throughout Lionsgate porthole opening. Thank you. It is already done. In the speaking of this, it is already done. The feeling is more important, not the emotion. Emotion is your memory. Feeling is a creation. When you feel that opening, when you feel that energy liberated to affect the change, that feeling will affect the change. Question from Crotchet Goddess. What is my angel David helping me with? Thank you. Well, we would suggest that for today that you listen to the silence that he proposes to you and join us for the meditation part of this process. The meditation part of this process, where in the silence you can receive your answers or you can create your solutions, but you cannot affect the changes nor the results that you seek from what you already understand and know. Question from Vertical. Why in so many families siblings don't go along with each other and then leave it only one to look after their aged or ill parents? Every soul, every one of you has your reason for being here. And why would you demand that another would sacrifice their life for yours unless they so chose to do that? Each and every one of you in these billions of little bodies has the same infinite potential in the creation as the other. And each of you had your own unique reason for choosing to manifest into the conditions of matter as you chose them to be. And ultimately, it's about learning to understand that that is true, that you came here to learn a process of creating. The process of creation is what happens when you execute your knowledge of creating, that you may create what you imagine. But there's a little more depth to that than we can go into at this time. But suffice to say that each and every soul has chosen their reason for being. And if one finds themselves caring for their parents and others are not, then it is simply the execution of their duty that they are carrying forward. If you may choose to resent that you have taken this duty on, then you will be very counterproductive to the very nature of what it is you came to understand about yourself while you are in this material world. To understand unconditional love, one must be unconditional with it. In word, in deed, unconditional love must be practiced to be understood. And if you seek to put the burden of your choices upon others, then you might find yourself sorely disappointed. But if you take full responsibility for the very choice you choose to execute in the process of your creation, as you create it, then the gifts and delights that you will reap from your gratitude, what you have created for yourself, will be many. The rewards of this world are finite. The rewards of spirit are infinite. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. Question from Heather. Can you ask Archangel Michael why his medal just disappeared from my home? He hanged on my bathroom mirror, always on hemp. It's time to give up the symbols, for you know who I am. Wow. It is so important to understand. You're very welcome, Betsy. The Divine Collective is just, when you understand every single one of you is a channel for divine wisdom. And the only reason that prevents so many of us from really being able to articulate it is this stuff that we've been given by the world, what we're told to think and believe, what we've accepted as true or not true from this world is literally like a big stone that's been rolled over, so that we're literally in a grave of our body and mind. We're stuck in this living death. And yet we can bring life, we can resurrect the life of our body by removing ourselves and liberating ourselves from the past. And I'm really glad to hear that your anxiety is diminishing, because it's so important that you can know that this can be done. And if you are going to listen to anything or anyone, listen to that which pleases your ear, and see that which pleases your eye, and feel and interact with that which pleases you, so that you will be refreshing the nature of your mind and your body. Very few, but more so now, are beginning to awaken to this distinction between thought, emotion, body, and awareness, this great awakening that's happening, that there are vested interests on this planet that are seeking to subvert your liberation from mind and body and emotion, because it serves their interests. And we will not go much further into that, but suffice to say that if your anxiety is ameliorated and you believe that we may have had something to do with that, then we are grateful. But we will say in all honesty that the simple choice of deciding that this is soothing to you will allay your concerns. It is your creative choice that gives peace to your mind. And in that we join you, for we are at peace as well. Wow. Thank you, Betsy. Thank you for sharing that. Really appreciate it. We're going to take 12:12. We're going to take one more question, and we're going to get into the meditation, which will be 7 to 10 minutes long. And again, I want to stress, please make sure you have fresh water with you to drink just before the meditation. Living fresh water. Yum. And to drink right after the meditation. One more question from Tanya. Will my little crow find her way home? Had to give her up to a bird station far away. She will soon be set free. Sending love to all the animals. You must know that such a thought would be done unto you. Release your uncertainty, and the thought is as true as an arrow upon a bullseye. Understand this, that when your thought is free of doubt, it is like an arrow upon a bullseye. Now, let us go into a little more detail about this meditation. The goal is very simple. It is very simple. We ask that you put your body in a position that it will be comfortable in for 7 to 10 minutes. It is important you drink water, anywhere from 5 to 6 ounces of water before we begin. More if you find that the physical heat is higher. If the physical heat in your body is higher, it means you need to drink more to keep the balance. To get your body in a condition that it will be able to relax and remain undisturbed and undistracted by the environment. For those of you that have distractions going on in your environment, learn to allow the distractions to be just the background. For you can keep your awareness centered in your body to give it permission to relax. And in that process of giving your body permission to relax, once it is relaxed, we will have you move your awareness to the place of your thoughts and your emotion. And in that place, you may turn to your mind and your emotions, and gently we will have you request them to be still, to let your thoughts go for a while, to give your mind permission to not think, to have no thought, to have no memory, to simply be as still as calm waters. To give your mind permission, for you are the master of the temple. And you give your body permission to relax. You give the whole body permission to relax. You give the mind and the emotions permission to relax. You give them permission. And you allow them. You let the body relax. You let the mind be still. And at that point, we will take you to that place of awareness, of being aware, that sensation you can experience of stillness, of just being awareness, undisturbed and undistracted by either thought, emotion, or body, to literally pull your attention away from them and simply to align your awareness to silence, to stillness, to space. And in that place, you begin to feel something that you will feel and understand, because you will feel it and understand it to the degree and extent that you are able to. So there will be many levels for everyone, depending upon how you are able to allow your body to relax, and how you are able to give your mind permission to be still and quiet, and how you're able to allow your emotions to rest, to allow them to rest for a little while, to become still like still waters, to give the system that permission. And then in that space of silence, to just be aware of how you feel, having a still mind, a quiet body, calm emotions, to be in that place. And if only for a moment or a minute or longer, it gives you the opportunity to experience the true nature of how free you truly are. It is from that place in awareness that you can then begin to consider Who am I? Who do I choose to think I am? What do I choose to bring into this mind and body? You see, you've been spending your life bringing everything into your body from this world, but you've never considered that you can bring ideas and thoughts into your mind and body, independent of the five senses and the world around you. And this is the beginning of the second birth, or some might call it the resurrection of your consciousness from its imprisonment in matter. From that perspective of being, you are then able to bring in new ideas and new thought, to liberate your mind and body from the world and bring into this earth what you choose to bring into this earth, be it love or joy or peace or playfulness or art or creating or building. You can decide from this place of stillness, whom shall you choose to be, and what shall you choose to think, and therefore what will you choose to do, to cast off the garments that this world has clothed you in and liberate yourself. As you came into this world free, you will leave this world free, but you may also be in this world free. You do not have to delay this any further. So please, make your body comfortable so that it will not be disturbed for 7 to 10 minutes. And as you sit there with your body in its comfortable position, have it take a slow, deep breath. Have your body take a slow, deep breath. And as you exhale the air from that body, give all the muscles, nerves, organs, glands permission to relax, to let go, to turn loose, to become open and receptive to your awareness, giving your entire body permission to relax, to let go, to turn loose, allowing the body with your breath to go deeper. And each time you exhale the air from that body, give all the muscles permission to relax, to let go, to turn loose. Allowing the muscles in the face and neck and shoulders, allowing them to relax, releasing their tension, and turning your attention to your arms and chest, and giving all of those muscles permission to relax, to let go, to be still, and giving all the great muscles of your back and stomach permission to relax, giving them permission, deliberately releasing their tension, giving them rest. And moving your awareness now into the pelvis, legs, and feet, and giving all of those muscles there permission to relax, to be open and receptive to your awareness, allowing all of those muscles to go deeper. Take one more deep breath. And as you exhale, letting the body go now, just letting it be still, quiet, peaceful, open and receptive to your awareness. Now turning your attention to any thoughts, memories, or emotions that you may observe in the confines of your mind. Use your breath to give your mind and your emotions permission to be still as you breathe in and as you exhale, allowing thought and emotion to be still, giving them permission to be still, quiet, open, and receptive to your awareness. Use your breath to release thought and emotion. Use your breath to give permission to thought and emotion to be still. You are being aware of how your mind, emotions, and body are letting go with each breath. With each breath, be aware of how mind, emotion, and body go deeper. Allow your awareness to observe how it feels, giving your body, your mind, and your emotions permission to be still, if for but a little while. Give them permission. They're always so busy for you. Give them permission to rest. Use the breath of the body to send your mind and body deeper into stillness. Now turn your attention to the space around your physical body. Just feel the space around your physical body. Just feel the space. To this space, communicate a deliberate thought. Thank you for being a part of my life. Communicate that thought to the space around and within your body. Thank you for being a part of my life. Be aware of how it feels when you give that thought to the space of the body. Be aware of how it feels when you give it that thought. If any activity gets stimulated, simply use your breath and give the activity permission to be still. Now listen carefully to what we are about to say. You are awareness hearing these words. We ask that you be aware of how you feel being awareness, open and receptive, with a still body and a quiet mind. How do you feel as awareness? It is important you make a distinction in how you feel as awareness versus what you feel with your body or what you remember. To feel yourself simply as awareness. You may use your breath to quiet the thoughts. Give them permission to not think for a while. Use your breath to give the body and the emotions permission to release, to let go, to be open and receptive to you. Take a moment to communicate in whatever fashion you can at this time your love to that body, that life that you're living, to give your love to it. Right now, deliberately use your breath to breathe your love into that body, into that personality. Breathing your love into it. Breathe your love into every molecule of that body and every memory in its mind. And now move your awareness back to the space around the body. And to that space, simply think the thought, thank you for being a part of my life, even if I do not understand you. You are bringing in ideas. Independent of the world, you are now bringing ideas of your own choosing into mind, into body, from awareness, from who you are. And you may conceive of any thought or idea and bring it into the body. You must embody it. Use your breath to embody a new thought, a new idea, a new feeling. When your body is in this place of stillness, when your mind is in this place of stillness, you may embody things that the world cannot give you. As this point of awareness, you are soul, spirit of universal light. This awareness is what you are. Your mind and body, but instruments that you have to use. Now, very, very gently, use your breath to bring your awareness back into the body, to gently open your eyes and allow yourself to feel what is different in the energy of your body and in the energy of your mind. Notice the difference that has been brought into your body as an awareness. And also very gently take a drink of water. And just let yourself rest in the energy that you've just re-embodied into your body. You're not simply going through a process of relaxing your body, you're embodying a new state of being into the form. This is the beginning of what we call the resurrection. When you learn to transcend thought, not to get rid of it, to no longer be subjective to it, to transcend the body, to no longer be subjective to it, you begin to rediscover the meaning of the word freedom. We ask that you share the change you experienced in this conversation panel or in the comment section afterwards, so that others may have an awareness of what others have experienced, for it helps to know that you are not alone in this incredible journey of creation. It is a journey of creation, and you are a creator. And we are honored and privileged to have this time with you today. Yeah. For those of you that are watching this video, if you're new to this channel, please take the time to give this video a thumbs up. To give this video a thumbs up. And remember to subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bells so that you'll get notified when we come live. We come live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. My personal goal is, and they're guiding me on that, my personal goal is to have at least 2,000 subscribers before Christmas of this year. Ideally, I'd like it by my birthday, which is October 9th. That means we need like another 230 subscribers. And that would be delightful. So I'm blissed out here because I'm feeling their energy as well. So yeah, also for those of you, I want to thank all the people that participated in the 5 days of healing this week. It was an amazing 5 days with the Ascended Masters. And this coming week, we have another special event called the 5 Days of Awareness. You can go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com/shop, and you'll see 5 Days of Awareness. You can see what the course is going to be about. It's 2 hours every day from 6 p.m. To 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we do a discussion from one of the masters and a meditation with them as well. Something that's pretty remarkable to experience, and it's to literally help you to reposition yourself from being subjective to mind and body to that place of awareness where you can actually start to select and choose and create the life you want to create instead of the life the world has given you to live. Because whether you want to acknowledge it or not, most people are living a life that the world gave them, not the life they came here to live. They're living a life that the world gave them. And this 5 days of awareness will really help you break free of the gravity of who you've been made to be, the gravity of your old personality, of your ego. And I want to say I'm really grateful for the Ascended Masters that work with us and through us. And I'm really grateful for the Divine Collective for coming here today with you. Please give this video a thumbs up. Help bring the algorithms, make the algorithms more aware so more people can get this video in their feeds and this message is out to as many people as possible. This is the time where we must consciously and deliberately awaken, because an awakened species can never be subjugated into suffering. For awakening has no suffering. It's based in love. Yes, I understand. We ran a little late. That's okay. Wonderful. Question from Faradiba. I will take a couple of questions before I go. They're complete with us. Question from Faradiba saying, "Thank you. That was amazing. When I came out of it, I experienced a lightness in the center of my chest. Is it because I'm resisting? Any suggestions?" No. They're saying no. The light is just being turned on. The light is just being turned on. As you repeat this process deliberately and intentionally, we recommend that you do this for at least 20 to 30 minutes per day. You do this deliberately and intentionally each day. And that light will grow. Your body and your mind will heal because you will no longer have it confined to the suffering that you remember, nor the fears of a future that has not happened. You will find your body and your mind being liberated from their suffering. You'll find your body and your mind being liberated from the suffering that the world has given it. You are the light that your mind and body needs. I want to thank Grand Design for that wonderful super chat gift. Thank you so much. I also want to thank Heather for your wonderful super chat gift. Thank you so much. Every little bit, we give a portion of everything, that all the proceeds that come in, a portion of it goes to a group that we support called the Underground Railroad, which is a group that helps and rescues children from the sex slave trade and other abusive situations. So thank you for your support. I'm honored and privileged that I am able to do this with all of you. And again, I invite you to come and join us. Our mediumship program, for those of you that want to learn to get to connect your guides and your angels, to learn to bring in these high-level messages that we all have access to. You can go to my website and check out our courses and classes. They begin August the 28th of this month, and we already have people registering. I look forward to seeing some of you there. Wonderful. So guys, thank you so much for your time, patience, your love, and this will be up on the YouTube channel. The links to all the courses and classes we have in the special event this week is in the description box of this video. So much love to all of you. I will see you on Monday for Shortcuts for Your Soul. My Patreons, I'll see you tonight at 7 p.m. I got a real special surprise for you. And again, thank you for that super chat, Betsy. Really appreciate it. And so I will see all of my Patreons tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Zoom meeting live event. Thank you, everybody. Much love. Bye for now.